Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of April 11th through the 17th. This is a big week in the astrology, y'all. So when two outer planets that are going quite slow conjunct, meaning they come next to each other at the same degree of the zodiac, they're not together in the sky. That's weird. But the zodiac is being projected out into quadrants of space. So when these two planets align, that doesn't happen very often because those slow outer moving planets are going at different speeds. And we call those great conjunctions in astrology. So this year is being kind of part of the big maker for this year is this great conjunction between Jupiter, which is the planet of optimism, expansion, good luck, is moving through Pisces. And who's sitting in Pisces right now, making the slowest transition through Pisces is Neptune. Neptune is at home in Pisces. So Neptune rules Pisces, and it is about spirituality, unconditional love, connection, intuition, really being a support to each other, compassion, empathy, all those kind of things. And it can be a little murky as well. It can be a little bit foggy because it's not concrete, right? Like Saturn is concrete. It's about responsibility, structure. What are you supposed to do? What's your plan? Versus Neptune is like, we don't know what's going on. We just know that we have a feeling inside of us, right? That's Pisces season, flowing, intuitive, creative, very much kind of from our soul, right? So when these two planets align, this is now kind of really energizing the intuition, the spirituality, the feelings within us as well. So this can be very sensitive, empathic, compassionate energy. But what can happen, as with anything in astrology, there's a positive and there's the obstacle or the challenge with it, right? So in its best form, this is like amazing manifestation, creativity, self-expression, coming together to do something lovely for the world, healing. This is amazing. The right people coming across your path to help you heal and transcend. This is transcendence. And when it's not so great, when you're not using this energy, great, this can be projecting escapism, feeling victimized, feeling like we're being taken advantage of. So, when you're kind of owning your trauma, you can transcend it, right? When you're owning that I keep myself small because I'm scared of what people will think of me, you heal it, you lean into the suck and you start to move through it. Whereas when you're feeling like, oh, I don't know what this is, and I don't want to look at it, and I'm just going to blame everybody else for my stuff, and we just go the other direction. So, and we sort of saw that play out with the Will Smith thing this week, right? If you haven't heard about that, Will Smith felt that Chris Rock had insulted his wife, and he went up and he slapped Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars, and then he went on to win an Oscar. And it's interesting, that's just the facts of it. And I'm not going to get into a debate on it, but it's interesting when you see, I was in circles with, trauma and therapy and grief counseling and talking to other therapists and stuff about it. And you can clearly see that Will Smith had a trauma response, right? People don't resort to violence if they understand what's coming up in them and they're able to look at it and heal it, right? And it'd be like, oh, this is irritating me. And there's a whole backstory for Will Smith not being able to stand up for his mom when his dad was abusive, for a girl across the street that was being taken advantage of. He never was able to stand up for them, and he always felt like a coward. And here he got to reclaim that by standing up for his wife. Good or bad, it's a trauma response that's coming out, right? And then you got to see the world start to color it good and bad. He stood up for his woman, right? She's got alopecia. That is offside. And then there's people that are like, that is wrong. That's violence. Why wasn't he hauled away from the academy? All the sides, right? And here is the division that plays out in our culture, right? And we saw that with masking. We saw that with the convoy. We saw that with vaccines. Like we're just continuing to see this polarization of people seeing the trauma and understanding why it was happening, and then everybody else making villains out of all of it. Right now, in the grand scheme of things, Chris Rock and Will Smith have made up, right? Jada has a lot of stuff to talk about on her next Red Table, whatever show. And Will Smith is probably going through a lot of therapy right now to understand why he acted that way, because it's almost like we're out of control. Even when you heard him yelling at Chris Rock, you could see that he couldn't help himself. It was just like he couldn't stop. And Chris Rock knew right away to not feed the flames. So this, I know you're like, how does it have to do with astrology? This is exactly the astrology playing out, right? Jupiter is amplifying this energy of sensitivity, right? And Chris Rock, when he said the thing, Will Smith laughed at first, and then he saw it disrespected his mom, his mama, his baby mama, his wife, and then it started to then all of a sudden he had a trigger, and he just did the thing, right? He didn't even think about it; he just did the thing. So this is that energy when we don't take accountability and responsibility for our traumas, we start to act it out in these ways. We start to trauma spew. And instead of that, if we can look within ourselves and going, what is it here, right? Was he allowed to say, was Chris Rock allowed to say that stuff to Jada? He's a comedian and he said a lot worse things, and people just don't go up on stage and assault people. Right? That's just not the society that we live in. We do have free speech here. And so was that right or wrong? That's up for debate too, but I'm not talking about that. This is about owning our trauma. So this week is going to be a lot about, are you owning your trauma? Are you transcending your pain? Are you understanding what it's coming here to teach you? Because everything comes with an opportunity for healing. Everything does. If somebody came up to me right now and said, you're a bee, I'd be like, I could own that and say I'm a bad bee. I can be like, oh, I feel sad about that. Why do I feel sad about that? Do I care about this person, what they think about me? This might be a trauma response for me wanting validation from the people that I'm here to help. And when I think that I'm an imposter and someone pokes that imposter button, that then will trigger a response in me going, I don't feel good enough. Or yeah, right? Both of those are actually responses to a trauma. So, and I like to use the word trauma, but it's because it is big T trauma, small T trauma. It's all in the body that we haven't finished the cycle. We haven't seen it through, right? And that's really what trauma is. Trauma is a cycle of emotions and reactions that have not completed their cycle and are stuck. In essence, that's my version of trauma. So Monday, April 11th, we're starting off this week with a number of moon squares, which means that we're going to make, well, not a number, moon is square to Uranus throughout the day. This is going to feel like we have low energy or energy that waxes and wanes. This can also be anxiety heightened. And then the moon is going to be opposite Saturn. We don't want to do our responsibility things, but we do have energy. Moon is trining the sun. So we do feel like we have energy to go and do stuff. We just want to do fun stuff. So you might be feeling that on Monday. Give yourself a bit of a break on Monday if you're feeling it. And then Tuesday, though, you're going to feel empowered and passionate to do some stuff. So the sun is sextile to Saturn. Well, so I'm feeling like you're going to feel good about getting your responsibilities done. But because of this great conjunction on this day, you might not feel really excited to go do the thing. So the sun is sextile to Saturn, which is, it's a 60-degree angle. It's not as strong as a trine, but it is wanting, the sun is in Aries and the Saturn is in Aquarius. So this is us wanting to go and do and help our fellow men. So not necessarily get done your to-do list, per se, but this is about helping our fellow men. And because on this exact date is that great conjunction, Jupiter conjunct to Neptune in Pisces. So what I think what is going to come out of this day is we're still going to be seeing some Ukraine stuff. And I do feel like there's going to be an empowered sort of maybe plea or something will happen on this day. It could be like weapons or something used that are not okay by the world, that we're not like biological weapons or something like that, where now it will empower everyone to step in. So a good thing. I mean, Ukraine needs the help, or maybe people will send more money or more weapons or things like that to Ukraine. So there's going to be that. Now, in your personal life, what this is going to feel like is you're feeling empowered to do something humanitarian. You might feel very sensitive on this day. You might actually feel very intuitive, and you can channel this into creativity and getting something done in your life that feels like it calls to your heart. This Piscean energy, it can't be slogging up a hill and trying to clean your toilets. Like if it doesn't feel like it's calling to your heart, probably not going to want to do it, right? Tuesday is not the day for that. This is going to be a day where you're really spiritual growth, creativity, expansion, interconnectedness. This conjunction happens once every 12 years because Jupiter goes around the astrology or the zodiac every 12 years and will come up to meet Neptune again. But the next 12 years that this happens, Neptune will have moved out into Aries. So this is a once in a lifetime aspect. So it will not happen again in our lifetime that they will conjunct again in Pisces. So the opportunity for Pisces is creativity, expression from the divine, soul work, soul journeying, meditation, transcendental meditation, mediumship, intuition work, things like that. So this is a great week because this is like coming to exact on this day, but it's Jupiter is coming to alignment with Neptune and then moving past. So we call it applying, exact, and then separating. So it's not like bam, it just happens on Tuesday, right? It's already been applying for the last week and it's going to be applying for the rest of this week and probably into next week as well. So it's going to continue to stay close. Jupiter is moving pretty fast at this point in time, and Neptune's going to retrograde soon at the end of April. So we're good, but we're going to feel it for the week is my point. And so there is an opportunity here to really, this Sun sextile to Saturn is about focus, persistence, patience, progress towards a goal, a strong work ethic. But because of this Neptunian Jupiter energy in Pisces, we can feel very optimistic, excited about connection with each other, doing soul work, workshops, signing up for things. This could feel like working on myself energy. That feels really good. And it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, great for manifestation. And now these two planets start a new cycle together. So this is a new cycle until Jupiter then meets up with Neptune 12 years from now-ish in Aries. And so this is kind of creating this, like, what do we need to release? What can we bring awareness to? How can we heal? So I keep saying to everybody, let's normalize therapy because everybody needs therapy. I need therapy. You need therapy. Your children will need therapy, no matter how good you are. And we just always think that, oh, it's normal to feel like that. Oh, it's normal to feel. And when you start to look at the symptoms of trauma and pain and grief and all of those kinds of things that kind of get stuck in our lives, we start to see that's procrastination, right? That's fear, that's anxiety, that's fear of judgment, feeling like nobody knows us, feeling not connected to people, feeling like friends come and go or use us, feeling like we don't belong, we're stuck in a job, we're stuck in life. Those are all actual responses to a belief or a value that may not be yours, that's keeping you stuck there, and a safety mechanism that was keeping you safe at one time in your life, right? That's a lot. So as we move into Thursday, now Thursday, April 14th, the Mars, why I laugh is because there's more Pisces energy coming in. And we're like, we are trying to move ahead in life. And then here are two planets now. Venus just went into Pisces last week and Mars is moving into Pisces now. So Venus is moving a little bit faster than Mars at this point in time. They were traveling together through a Sagittarius and Aquarius, and now they're kind of separating, but still in Pisces. So Mars is in Pisces, and Mars doesn't really love being in Pisces. You know, it likes to go and do and it's passionate about. It's going to be super happy when it gets into Aries. That's not for a month or so more. So don't hold your hat on that. But this Mars moving into Pisces, it's going to happen at 9:06 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Thursday. And on this day, the moon is opposite Neptune and opposite Jupiter. So we're not feeling like wanting to do much, right? Mars in Pisces is like, all right, I don't know. Your energy waxes and wanes. It feels like sometimes you feel good and sometimes you don't. It has to speak to your heart for you to be motivated to go do the thing. And for those of us who have a lot of fire in our charts, we can feel like this is irritating energy because I want to just get going and do the thing. And then Mars is going, no. Does it align with your soul purpose? Does it fit with your intuition? Does it want to do the thing? This is actually very like feminine, divine feminine energy. This is like the being energy. Are you following your intuition? Are you being creative? Are you doing something that's going to last the test of time that really is in alignment with your purpose here in this lifetime? So less motivated to go traditional routes and do traditional goals. Spiritual endeavors now really call to your heart. Emotions are going to really come up right now. Spiritual endeavors, which I talked about, disliking confrontation, following internal compass is really important now. This is very compassionate, humanitarian, Our energy waxes and wanes, and this can be very idealistic as well. So not great for getting things done. This is going to be a really beautiful time with Jupiter and Neptune coming conjunct into Pisces as well, is to really get into your creativity and think about solutions outside the box, Saturn in Aquarius. And how can we be of service now to our fellow man that feels good? This also kind of is going to bring that experience to us about being there for each other. So the environment, Mother Earth, the connection of all of us, how we impact each other is going to come up. And then Saturday, April 16th, we have a full moon in Libra. So this is interesting because Libra is all about balance and harmony, right? The plight of every Libra is to find balance in their life without giving away all of their energy and resources to others, right? They're trying to find that balance and harmony. So the sun is in Aries, and then the moon is directly opposite in Libra. And this Libra Aries axis is about me versus we, right? How am I when I'm by myself versus how am I in a relationship? Can I be in a relationship and not lose myself? So that is the theme for this Libra full moon. And what's helping this along, if you can call it helping, is a square. So we call it a T square. So the sun is on one side, the moon is on the other, and directly square both of them is Pluto. And Pluto is about death, rebirth, and transformation. It is the wrecking ball. It's coming in to change all the things. Pluto's moving through Capricorn right now. And Capricorn is asking us to change our structures. That's why there's so much policy changes, law changes, people going back through time with certain laws like abortion and trans laws. This, like, it's very interesting. And the public is coming up to meet it and say, hell no, we're not going backwards in time. You're not taking away rights that you've given us. We are now fighting for more rights for the people who don't have those rights. Black Lives Matter. So we're bringing everybody up to a standard and breaking away from the old archaic ways of doing things. So Pluto sitting in Capricorn, square to the sun and moon on this exact full moon in Libra, is asking us, what do we need to purge now from our judgments, our beliefs, our values? What are we thinking that we keep thinking that's holding us back from being who we are, right? Especially when we're in relationships with others. Relationships is going to be a big key during this full moon, because Libra rules relationships, of course, and partnerships. So where are you giving yourself away to be in a relationship? Where are you maybe not collaborating with others because you want so badly for yourself or for what your goals are? Can you collaborate more? So it's kind of bringing that balancing act back, right, into your life. How can you be more collaborative and not lose yourself in the process? That's really what it is. And what parts of you feel like you've got to give things away and appease and be in these relationships to make other people feel good at the expense of yourself? So nice light moon, right? Full moons bringing to light, right? Shining a light on an area of your life that is either needs some growth or you've already grown it. So that's quite interesting. And then we come into Sunday, April 17th. And Sunday, April 17th, we have Mercury sextile to Venus. So Mercury is our mind and it's our communication, thought process. And Venus is in Pisces, what we love and value, beauty, aesthetic, money, relationships. So when we think about Venus in Pisces, which is about transcendence, love, one love, empathy. We want to just connect with each other. We like things that make our spirit feel good. This is great for self-care. And Mercury is in Taurus with our money. It's like, this can be, I want to spend my money on all the crystals kind of energy. And you're like, oh, but I want to. This is going to be an energy to just be careful of that, because Jupiter and Neptune together in Pisces can also be that I want to spend my money on things that make me feel good, right? Expanding that feeling of feeling good. So that can be drugs, alcohol. So definitely not partaking in over drinking or over imbibing this week, because the moon is going to make you extra sensitive, and Jupiter and Neptune together are going to make you extra sensitive. So maybe your normal dose of what you would take is going to be, you're going to feel it 10 times more. So just being really careful with dosage I also think we're going to see a lot of overdoses this week as well, because we're just so much more sensitive. And so it's just what's in the collective. So be really careful if that's something you do, because you will feel very sensitive this week to meds, drugs, alcohol. Okay. So coming into Sunday, be careful not to spend or overdo. Fun-loving, friendly opportunities, fresh ideas, creative process, social connections, great for retreats and workshops. So if you're planning something on this Sunday, this would be a great time to do it, April 17th. People are going to be feeling good, and it's a great time to just connect with the divine and kind of have an experience with your soul. That's what I'm going to say. So this is a bit of a, it's a light week where if you're doing the work, you're going to feel more sensitive and more attuned. This will be a great week for dreams as well, with Jupiter and Neptune and Pisces that rules dreams and subconscious. So you might get some really prophetic dreams to journal on. That would be a good idea. And as anything, use it for your highest and best. That's why I do these astrology forecasts. So wishing you a wonderful week ahead of tapping into that intuition and following your dreams. Wishing you a wonderful week.